What's up? Sperm of the moment stream, just hanging out in the garage. I got the garage door open, which you can't see because it's on the other side of the iPad. Got the iPad set up. It's actually sitting on top of the planer, so I get a wider view. Trying to lean it so it didn't quite get all them lights in there, but yeah, whoops. Of course, the minute you touch anything on the screen, it goes all nuts. Stop. Can't touch tab. I'm really not a big fan of tablets. Not even just Apple, any tablet. The minute you touch anything on it, it goes wonky. Anyway, just hanging out. It's like hot out, and there's a bug in my coffee. And I'm having a coffee. It's cooling off. It's finally below like 90 million degrees out. I don't know. It's like 75 degrees out. It's hotter in my house than it is out here. So I opened the damn garage door, letting the bugs in. Don't care. What's up, Michael and non-fam? And just hanging out. I've been sort of cleaning and organizing all day, straightening things out a little bit. Got the water pump all set. I think I need to add a little more water to the box, but it's submerged, so it's all right. And just hanging out. What are you guys up to? Can you hear me over the birds? There is a buttload of birds right outside the door screaming and yelling and chirping and whining and being birds. So yeah, I'm just hanging out, having a coffee. There's a little air flowing. I got a ceiling fan over me going at slow speed. I got to put a longer chain on it, but I got to find a way to put a longer chain on it that doesn't stay longer because I'll end up getting hooked on it. I don't know. I'll figure out something. And just kind of hanging out. I wonder how badly everything will drop if I start viewing on this. The antique iPad. Not iPad. iBook. The antique iBook. Can you guys even hear me way the hell over here? You should be able to, other than, birds. Lots and lots of birds. We're just got the little thingy down there. Anyway. Yeah. Let's kick this on and just view it. Means I need to mute because otherwise I'll get all kinds of audio feedback. You know what I should do? My little headset I have, earbuds, has a microphone built in them. It's not great, but then, like right now, you guys probably can't even hardly hear me, huh? Can you hear me? These glasses, the thing needs to be just a little bit higher. This iPad needs the iPad thing needs to be just a little bit lower. And it needs to be cleaned. Needs to be cleaned. Let's see if I can hear myself. Hello? Wait for the delay. Can I hear myself? Yeah, I'm not hearing it here. Oh, I have it off there, that's why. I'm going to get feedback now. Oh yeah, it picked up pretty well. Alright, that's cool. So anyways, just hanging out in the garage. Like my high-tech bungee cord way of running my lines. I haven't decided how I want to do it. A lot of guys are just taking a piece of electrical conduit and they're bringing it up and bringing it over and kind of just dropping it in a hole and letting it pivot guess works. I just see that like dragging and becoming an issue later, like binding up. Just it looks more hokey than this to me, and this is pretty hokey. It is pretty hokey. It's I keep touching this like it's a freaking screen because it's like it's a touch tablet. 'Cause it's so tiny. And yeah. Come hang out for an hour. What else is going on in Twitterville? Playing Pooch. Pooch is the pizza pusher. And he is too. He's a pizza pusher. And there's the pretty scene. Yep, very nice. Everything's very, very nice. I gotta do some more cleaning. I can see too much garbage in that camera. The biggest problem now is I have all this wall space right there. And I can't put anything on it because I can't get to it. And that's a lot of lost wall space. I don't like it. I need to put lumber somewhere. I kind of have it just stacked over there, right next to where the iPad is recording. So I need to find a better place to put it. And I need to clean up some crap. And this coffee's tasting really good. I don't know why I wanted coffee. It's like hot out. Had dinner. Had pizza for dinner. Croissant pizza. Because it's Pooch's fault. And some reason I was just sitting there and it's like, I'm going to go out in the garage where it's cooler. Because the temperature's dropped. And let the fans run in the house for an hour. Cool the house off a little bit. And play out here and have a cup of coffee. But I don't know why I wanted coffee, but I really wanted coffee. So now I got coffee. Anybody want to jump in and make it exciting other than just me? There you go. Come jump in and hang out. Have some fun. I believe I can pin this now. There's some critter out there chewing on something. Rather loudly. Critters. So I got a couple more things I got to do to this thing. For one, not that you can see it, but behind me here, can you see it? Move over. Can you actually see this? Not really, but it's an old computer box. Has a glass front, well, plastic front, clear front. You can sort of see it. Which I inset the controller, which you can barely see on the bottom of the image there. Which I need to move over here because the wire's all in the way. Which isn't too big a deal. It was kind of a pain in the butt cutting it out for it, but I have some fans I want to put in there. And I just happened to get this thing, which is actually really nice. And I want this kind of fan, a blower fan, over a regular rotary fan. Because rotary fans have backdraft. So they'll pull sawdust in. So I wanted one of these, and this was like, I don't know, $10. And it's USB powered. Problem is the only USB port I have on that thing is to hook the computer up to it. But just today, Teaching Tech did his little USB, like how to power a Pi through the printer thing, and he got some marine boat style USB, lighter socket things, and he had one that's all built in and hooks up to the 24 volt. What's up, Sergio? No, I've actually been rather sick for the last couple of days. I think I got heat stroke. So I haven't really been doing anything. I've been coming out here playing a little bit and then going back inside because it's been humid and hot. And it's really not, comparatively, it's not that hot here on the shoreline. It's a good 10, 15 degrees cooler than it is, 15 miles inland. But it was humid and I think I just overdid it. Anyway, I want these kind of turbo blower squirrel cage type fans in the case because they blow out and there's little or no backdraft. A regular spiral fan has backdraft and will suck sawdust in. And I want to put them in that case. And but they're USB. So I think I might try that goofy little USB connector that I think it was like $8. Because that'll plug in. This is a 24 volt power supply. There's an open line to it. So I can put another line onto it. It'll give me 2 USB ports so I can get another one of these. This is actually speed controllable. It's got 3 speeds. It's not real loud, but it does push a pretty good amount of air. So if I put 2 of these in that case, it should move enough air out of it. Now what I want to do is cover all the holes with I actually was thinking vacuum bags. I was going to cut open the vacuum bags and tape it over the holes so it filters out the sawdust. So the electronics don't get covered. Again, the front of this thing is clear. It's poly something or other. And if I put 2 of these on the top, one on either side, sucking the air out, pushing the air out, sucking the air out, I can actually mount it right on the top like that. I can actually put one in the bottom because that's almost the same width as the PCI ports, which are actually down. I got the thing turned. It's actually on its side the way I mounted it. Push one down and then one out back here. Like so. Pulling the air out. Pushing it away. That would work. And I could use those USB connectors that, what's his name, did. I'm trying to think of what to use to filter, let air in but filter it, but not overly restrict it. If I get a couple of these, this is a pretty big fan. I think that should be enough to keep that case cool even in extreme heats. A little muggy. It's wicked muggy. It is cooling off, and tomorrow is supposed to be the end of it. Actually, tomorrow is supposed to be the worst day of all, but it's also supposed to be the last day of it all. This thing's weird. You never know when it's freaking done. The only thing I don't like about this Hitachi. Hitachi battery charger for my little zip tool. My little better than a Dremel tool. Way better than a Dremel. Pantyhose? I don't have any pantyhose. My mother doesn't have any pantyhose. And I'm not going to go out and buy them. I got vacuum bags. I was going to just cut them open. You know what? What do I do with them? Let's cut them open and see what they're like. My brother bought a whole bunch of what did I do with them? I don't know, some brand that he's not selling anymore. But he had a vacuum company. And he still sells the vacuum bags to some of his customers that keep coming back. So he still keeps some of the vacuum bags around. But he hasn't sold any of these in years. So we brought some over. And Pokey monkey. Now I'm sidetracked because that's just going to drive me nuts. Oh, crap. I'm old. Where is it catching? It's catching on these stupid things. They all got it? Seems they do. I don't know why. I think those are supposed to break off and use them for something, but I don't know what. Drawer. Or it's the drawer. So what's up with this drawer that it's catching? It's just sagging that much in the middle. I don't know. That fixed it, it seems. Just switch them out. Okay. That's better. I gotta get my old ass up off the floor. What was I doing? No, we don't carry pantyhose in the shop anymore. That's a 70s thing. We stopped doing that like 30, 40, 50 years ago. Coffee's good. I don't know why coffee tasted so good tonight, but it did. What did I do with those vacuum bags? There they are. Some of them, anyways. I was hoping they were bigger. This can get shut off. The idea was I was going to cut them open. I got scissors here somewhere. Just kind of duct tape them over the holes, and then get the fans going. And just one tape there. Nope. Cut it off. Let's investigate. If I just tape it over it, really all I think I need is this inner filter. Really don't need the brown paper, I don't think. Well, it seems like it's attached. How many spots? Just that one. Not very well. So if I take this, wow, that's pretty restrictive. Let's go to this layer. That's not restrictive at all. Make a good corona freaking virus mask. That baby's filtering. Alright. So if I take this and I tape it over it, that would filter out the dust. I just need a really good fan that can pull air into the case through the filter. That makes sense? And then I can filter out the dust and keep it away from electronics. Now, a bunch of the guys are like, oh, my electronics have been in here for years, and there's never a problem until it is. It's an open electronics, it's open boards. The more you keep it clean, I mean, I'm no electrical freaking genius, but that's just common sense. Electronics last longer, run cooler. You know, the heat sinks work better. Everything's just better if it's clean. You want it pretty much dust and dirt free as possible. Oh, Freaking legs are killing me. I think that I just got too much sun. My legs are actually mildly sunburned, which I don't get sunburned. But I think that's why I've been sick the last couple of days. Because even yesterday I was miserable. Like, I came outside at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I started mowing because it's so freaking hot out. It's the only time you can do it. I have an electric lawnmower, so it doesn't make any noise, so the neighbors don't care. It's really quiet. So I came out at like 4:35. I've been doing it for like a week, and I just do a little section. I just mow a little section and weed whack a little section, and do a few yard chores. Did some laundry, made mom breakfast, cleaned up the kitchen a little bit. Went upstairs, took a shower. After the laundry was done, went back downstairs to take the laundry and hang it on the line. And when I hit the sun hanging the laundry up, I started feeling like crap, like instantly. Barely got the laundry up, got up into my room, and literally collapsed on bed, and I literally couldn't get up. I got up for lunch and went right back to bed and just laid there. And I didn't sleep. I just laid there. I couldn't freaking move. I was like completely exhausted. It wasn't like it hurt or anything. I was just my body was just like, fuck you, sit down. So, yeah, I was sick. And then, I don't know, last night, around dinner time, 5:36, I started to feel better. Not great, but better. So I made dinner and hung out on Discord and videos a little bit, but I was still not feeling right. Got up this morning, still not feeling right. Better, but even now I'm still like, blah. I kind of lounged a lot today. I didn't do a whole lot. I mean, I did some things. I came out here and cleaned for about an hour. Even that, I was just doing I did a little vacuuming, kind of moved things around. I used to have that saw over here. And took some stuff. I took my gas heater out of here. Squirrels are running around upstairs. I gotta get rid of them freaking squirrels. Anyway, took some stuff out of here. Not feeling good. I'm feeling much better now. Still not great. But I have been out every day working during this heat fucking wave and before. Every morning, out in the sun, right after breakfast, working. Not killing myself, but weed whacking, mowing. I got a freaking load of wood chips that I spread out at the end of the driveway last week. Just almost every day I've been out most of the day in the sun. I think I just got heat stroke or heat whatever. I think my body just said, screw you, enough heat. And then, the heat wave hit and made it worse. So anyway, now that I'm done whining, what are you guys up to? Just finished mowing and trimming. I actually don't mind lawn mowing. Everyone's like, oh, the yard's so big. Because I actually don't my yard's only an acre and a third, and it's not even that because the house and the garage are on it. And it's mostly actually woods. I mow the woods. Under the trees. It's not grass. It's like moss and crap, and I've been slowly clearing it. But anyways, I do like all the neighbors' driveway and all up and down the thing. I just putz around. Because I actually don't mind doing it on my own terms, if that makes sense. If I have to do it, it pisses me off. If I'm just out there putzing around just to be outside, it's mostly to be outside. I like being outside. I like being out in the weather and the sun, and I like the sun to a point. Obviously, to a point. I just like being outside. And I like to, it's used to be really quiet. It's not as quiet. We got houses here in the last 10 years that have popped up all over the place, but I just like being out in the woods, and I don't mind lawn mowing as long as, again, I do it for a half hour, 45 minutes, and I stop wherever I am for the day. I don't like, I gotta finish this, I gotta do the whole yard. I just don't. I do everything in like sections. I do a little bit here, a little bit there, and a little bit over here, and whatever's growing the worst that day. Sometimes I'll do one area 2-3 times because, like, right here at the end of the garage, between the garage and the house, gets the most sun and is the most protected. So it's actual grass there, which is very limited in the yard, and it grows wicked fast. I usually have to mow that twice. Twice, I say, for every, once every else. And then the bottom section's all moss. I probably do that twice during the whole year because it's all moss. It's freaking gorgeous. It's the first thing to turn green. It's the last thing to turn brown in the spring and the fall. It stays green. It's always level. The only thing I got to mow, I don't have to mow the moss. I have to mow all the crap that grows up and around it, starts growing up inside of it. All the like briar bushes and stuff. Oh, we got somebody else in there. Sorry, man. Sergio, add to stream. I'm sorry.
I was wondering when you're going to see me.
Well, it's on the iPad, but I was over here looking at because I can't really see the chat on that.
All right. Well, now that you're here, let me adjust my volume.
What's up, Sergio? Let's bring it to the standard view. Do we want this view or that view? Which view do we want? Let's switch back and forth. Freak everyone out.
No.
Anyway, look at that cool clock. Where'd that come from?
You're nuts.
That's a pretty cool clock, man. Where'd you get that?
Yeah, how about that, huh?
That's pretty nice. That actually came out, when I first did that, I wasn't even going to send it to you because it looked like crap. And
I can't, something's wrong with my volume here. Give me a minute.
But then I finished it. I put finish on it. And believe it or not, it's flooring polyurethane. I have somebody gave me a bunch of, when I used to do floors, they gave me like case of samples, quarts of different finishes and colors, and it was a company that was trying to sell me their polyurethane, and they gave me a whole case of it. So I got these bunch of quarts of it. I didn't even think it was any good, but I popped one open. It looked fine, smelled fine, wasn't clotted, no cottage cheese in it. I was like, I'll slap it on there, and it freaking made that clock look awesome.
It did make it look a lot better than what it was on when you finished it, when you took it off the CNC.
Yeah, when I first cut it, I was just like, yeah, all right, it's a piece of plywood with a logo in it, big whoop.
And it's got the right time too.
Yeah, the that honeydew coloring or whatever. Because I literally, when I finished it, I didn't rub it on there. I literally poured it on it, so it filled all those crevices.
I saw that. I noticed that it's pretty thick, in the
in all the holes,
numbers and stuff.
That's what made it look cool. It's because it's like a honeydew color or something. I think they call it.
Yeah,
came out all right. We'll have to make you a better one later. I gotta get some more cedar or something. I'm really liking the cedar. Yeah, we gotta get some way for you to hang it too.
Yeah, I gotta get it hung somewhere in there.
Oh, I just noticed it's back.
I have a lot of stuff I gotta do, including finishing up my sticker board and my pinders. My super pinders came in today.
Oh, very nice for you.
Huh?
Why are they super?
They don't have the they don't compensate for heat. Supposedly it's supposed to be a lot more accurate.
You know what's more accurate? Not having one at all.
No. I love auto bed leveling and gantry leveling. And I got all four. I got my Prusa Bear, and my two SKRs. So 4 to put on. So I've got my work cut out for me.
Are these cleaner? No.
What?
My glasses are fogging up from dew and sweat.
Let me see something.
I'm waiting for the bear and the coyote to come strolling by. And I'm pretty sure I got a bear in the area because I throw all my fruit and vegetable garbage compost out. And I used to throw it out in the yard, but my neighbor's puppy all of a sudden decided that it likes to eat it and bring it home and get mad because he's bringing home rotten grapefruit and oranges and onions, and the puppy brings them home and drags them in the house. So I started throwing it down and putting a garbage can over it with a brick on it, so the dog can't get into it. Well, I went out there the other day and there is claw marks on it. Bigger than my hand. Just tore the crap out of the whole side of the garbage can. Just split it wide open.
Jeez.
So I'm guessing it's a bear. Normally I can see like raccoons will do that. People don't realize plastic garbage cans outside. The hell is that beeping noise?
I'm trying to get my document camera on, but I didn't have it plugged in when I started OBS, so it doesn't see it yet. This camera.
What are
you smacking
vampire
mosquitoes around?
Which burn in real time. Okay. Bugs. That's the other thing I got to do. You know those stupid cheapo magnet, like, drape screens that they sell for like $10? They're just like a screen with a little weight on the bottom and a magnet in the middle to close it.
Yeah.
You just like pack them over your door. I think I'm going to get a couple of 3 of those and put them over the front of this for the summer. That way I can, in the summertime, like right now, I can leave the garage door open and let air through, but keep the mosquitoes out. Because there are some serious bugs coming in.
Have you got heat in the garage?
A big old gas frickin' job site burner, yeah. It's not insulated, dude. It's wide open.
Yeah, I know. I see that.
I have my old job site heater. Like, I got a big, massive 150,000 BTU one that we'd heat whole houses with. We'd put in the basement, and it would literally heat a whole house. It's fucking monstrous. And I got a 100-pound tank outside. I actually just disconnected it. I had it permanently connected in the wall right here. I could just put it out in the middle of this bay. And it'll heat this whole garage to like 55, 60 degrees in the middle of the winter without a problem, even uninsulated. But I haven't used it in years.
Yeah, you better check it before you turn that on next time.
Oh, every time I clean it before I use it every year. It's too big and dangerous for frickin'. It's not a little like Walmart, homeowner-y. This is it's 3.5, 4 foot tall, big can.
Oh, it's the ones that heats. Yeah, I know which ones you're talking about.
Yeah, I heat a whole house with it.
What's up?
Hey, Zach.
What's up, Zach?
How y'all doing?
Good here. Got an echo.
How about now?
No echo. No, it's still there. I talk.
Yeah, it's.
I wasn't hearing it before.
I got lost.
Let me see. Oh, you know why? Maybe.
No, it's because the noise rejection on StreamYard's not near as good as Discord.
Let me try this. No, it's gone.
Yeah, it's because I'm muting every time. Now say something.
One. Hello? No, it's gone.
Okay.
Because when I raised my volume, I still had YouTube up on this other monitor. I had it way low, though. So when I raised the volume, it brought it up.
What you messing up in there, Llama?
I guess StreamYards is running through the iPad. The minute Zach came in, my iPad started freaking. Like dumb. But it's working now, so other than all the moths are just flying in here, I'm just watching moths fly in.
Well, it looks a lot better since you fixed the internet. Your internet connection.
Definitely. I wish this to work instead of that. But this is just too old to do anything. I can watch it.
I can't hear a word Llama's saying.
Yeah, you're a little bit too far from the mic.
Yeah, I'm not changed. You only need a bunch of fucking noise.
For some reason, you're chopping out now.
Yeah, I think it's because we got too many people in here coming through. What the hell's that noise? Is that your dog going nuts? I'm hearing
Not mine.
weird, like wicked feedback. Actually, now it sounds like a dog. It's definitely Zach.
I'm just gonna hop up. I can't hear anything. I feel like I'm part of the reason why everything's feeding back.
It might be because you're putting out a bunch of noise.
Yeah, I think we had some background noise there that was because I could hear something beeping too. I think. What are you turning on? Two cameras?
No, it keeps kicking me out.
Oh.
And then I got to sign back in. It's like anytime somebody signs in after the first person, it like the iPad freaks out. I don't know why.
This PC may shut off all of a sudden. I'm having the problem that I had 6 months ago after an update, and I may need to call Dell tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that thing just got updated like a week ago, and it's been having issues ever since.
That's why I hate doing updates, because this problem normally happens after an update related to the video card.
Yeah. You know what else I found? Most of my problems go away. Like, most of the time, like, any major update, I will wipe the device, Mac or PC. I actually learned it because PCs are better that way. If there's a major update, like going from Windows 7 to Windows 10, I will wipe the device. Then install Windows 10. I won't update Windows 7 to Windows 10, you know what I mean? Same with the Mac. When there's a whole new OS coming out, like if it goes from OS 11 to OS 12, I will wipe it before I install the new OS. I mean, I'll back it up, but I wipe it, back it up, wipe it, reinstall the new OS, then, port all the stuff back into it. And it always seems way more stable afterwards doing that.
Well, it's related to the video card, and it happens on and off after certain updates. And they've worked on it several times, but they won't change my video card. Too expensive, they say.
Yeah, well, they should have done it right in the first place.
Yeah, well, trying to remember which video card I got. Let me find out.
I don't know. I was going to come out here and glue wood together, but just not in the mood to make noise and run it. This is a nice piece of I don't know what.
Oops.
Look at that, huh?
Let me get out of here. What's that? Oh, what are you going to make out of that?
It was all rotten. My brother, it was actually part of a bureau or something. It's got a bunch of holes in it, nail holes and screws. I think I'm going to leave them. But it was all rotten. I cut most of the rod off. There's a little bit left. I ran it through the planer, and I was figuring I was just going to throw it out, but I ran it through the planer. and glad I did because it is freaking. I think it's walnut. Not really sure. It's almost like two different similar woods because this is different than this. You can't really see it on the camera, but this is very gray and kind of dark, and this is very kind of brown, almost red, and it's super heavy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's walnut. I'm not positive.
Make another clock.
Oh, I will. I got buttloads of it because he gave me the whole, like, all the drawers and everything. And again, I was originally going to just throw it out. But I took it all apart and ran it through the planer, decided what I was going to keep, and I'm keeping most of it. Just cutting off ends and stuff.
See what old curmudgeon says? 10 is not an update to 7.
Yeah, no. I was just I don't like either one. I know a lot of people do, and they're all into it and everything. I don't like the interface of either one. It reminds me too much of like video game consoles. I don't know. Everyone says 10 is way more stable than 7. I haven't. I played with 7. Was about the last one I played with it at all at work, and I wasn't. I'll always go back to my Macs. They just work better. Way more stable. Way less issues. They just work.
Yeah, I was hesitant to go to 10 also, but I finally gave in only because they weren't supporting it anymore. So,
yeah. I'm not a big fan of Windows in general.
I'm at 10 now, and I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised at this thing because twice I walked in here and it had reset. So what happens is it shuts down and the fans come on high and it just stays there doing nothing. So I can't hit the reset button. It won't work. I literally have to unplug it, give it a minute, plug it back in for it to start back up.
The last Windows OS I really used to any extent was Windows 98. I've used all of them since then. I mean, just because you always have to, there's always some job. You know, you got to deal with the computer, and everybody's got Windows because they're cheap, and everybody's got them. And for construction, there's a lot of like software and stuff that's only written for Windows because Windows is stupidly easy to write for, and they don't have to do any work on their end. They can just write it and run it, which, you know, hey, it makes sense. They want to profit. They don't want to spend all their time making it work when it works. It just, whatever. Anyway,
Oh, curmudgeon, you still using 7?
98 were the last two I played with. I played with XP a little bit. XP actually wasn't all that bad. Windows XP was actually the last one I used that I almost converted back to Windows from an Apple. There was a couple of times Apple was just being douchebags like they do, and Apple does play douchebag games all the time. But so does frickin' Microsoft. So none of them are any good.
I started using. Well, I still have a Mac, but I hardly use it anymore. I just went back to Windows. I mean, the Mac is okay, but I'm just so used to Windows. It's so easy.
You're just used to it. The Apple makes more sense, but again, you're used to Windows, so the Windows makes more sense. It's just the way you've always worked. I've always used them side by side.
I tried. I mean, I still have. I work with my iPads, and my billing, my invoicing program is on my iPad, which I take with me to bill the customers right out on site. And I don't even manually process credit cards anymore. So what I do is, unless it's a new customer, then I'll write them an invoice and have them, pay me by check. But otherwise, if they have to pay by credit card, I email them the invoice while I'm there. They can click on it while I'm there and pay it, right online using a credit card.
Yep. Which then the credit card companies whack you what 5-6%.
No, no. PayPal is 2.2.
Oh, you go through PayPal.
Yeah, I go through PayPal.
That's another company.
It's a much better system. When you do credit cards with banks and stuff, it could take 2 to 3 days before you get your money in the account.
Yeah, freaking
When I process a credit
PayPal.
card on PayPal, the money's in my account not 10 seconds later.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I gotta get a freaking new saw blade. I thought I had it.
It's so much better, so much quicker.
Right here. I was just thinking of that. I need to put a new saw blade on my freaking chop box. It's getting kind of old. What do I got here?
And they got this PayPal working capital. Like if you need to borrow money. The last loan I got, I think, was like 35,000. And how you pay it back? First of all, it's just a fixed fee. Okay, so there's no interest. It's a fixed fee, and how you pay for it is they take it out when they process the cards.
I bet this saw blade is older than some of the people in the chat.
Wait, let me see that blade again. It's got different teeth in different places.
Yeah, that's why I kept it. They don't really make these like this anymore, and they're really good for one thing and one thing only: cutting a lot of framing. And I've kept it forever and kept it sharp. I used to take it out and get it sharpened. I've literally had this. Oh God, I think I got this razor. This is a razor, right? Yeah, it's a porta cable razor. Probably late 90s, early 2000. I got this blade because I actually had a porta cable sliding chop box for a short time that it came with. And,
hey, yo, Kamaja, but are you able to get on the internet and everything? I mean, they're not updating anything on that. So, are you having any? There's no problems. You're not having any problems with software, any kind of stuff like that. System problems.
This I need to put on too. But I want it bigger. I need a new blade for this table saw and the chop box. They're both freaking antiques. 1987 model. So you were probably, I don't know, about 10 when I got that freaking saw blade.
Who? Oh, you?
No, Michael Cassell was saying he's 1987 model. He was about 10 when I got that thing. Maybe 12. I'm pretty sure I got that in like 99, 2000. Right around there. So 21-year-old blade. And like I said, I've had it sharpened and cleaned, but I used to use Empire, the company that makes like all those things. They used to make like really high-end like saw blade conditioner. It's basically just like real fancy WD-40 that has a wax.
Yeah.
Cover the blade in that stuff and let it dry. Oh my God. You did that at the beginning and you do it like once a week. And you spray that stuff on there and just let it soak the blade. They stay sharp so much longer because they wouldn't get covered in sap. People don't realize circular saw blades like that honestly don't go dull as fast as people think. It's all the crap that sticks to the back of the tooth. It makes it feel like it's dull. All this junk. All this kind of crap right here. I don't know if you can see it. But the junk that jams up on the back side of the tooth, as it's cutting through, that stuff drags. It's all the sap and the crap from the wood. Like, this is a fairly old blade, too. I think this is probably 10 years old. This is my real high tooth count. This is a rigid, and it was like $100. This is a 90 tooth count. This is for doing really fine trim work. But I've had this a long time, but it doesn't get used much. But the crap that jams up on the back side of the tooth, that's what makes the saw blade feel dull when it's actually not. And if you can keep that from building up, your blade lasts longer. One, it won't go dull as fast because it doesn't heat up as much. Heat is the blade's worst enemy.
I do have the Windows 7 look. What do you call it? Shell? Because I can't stand that other the Windows 10 interface for my PC. I'm gonna bring it up. Hold up so you can see it.
Sure, even though it's got plastic on it. I think I can just soak that in frickin' some. Somebody used my good 60 tooth for frickin' vinyl. It's got vinyl strips on it. You know.
So that's what I got. And I got the start menu down here. Oh, you can't see it on the screen. But anyway.
Who the hell was using my 60 tooth for?
I got the Windows 7 look on mine.
I wonder if I can soak this in like turpentine and get all the vinyl off.
Out of the gaps?
They were cutting aluminum with it too.
Classic shell, yeah, that's it.
It's actually still pretty sharp though. I wonder if I can clean this up and still use it. Can't be much worse than what's in there now. That's actually a way newer, and that thing's dull as crap.
Oh, I still have this window up there. Hold up.
I think it's the same blade. I think that's a 62 too.
So you mean you can actually sharpen those blades?
Yeah. Most lumber yards will do it for like 10 or 15 bucks. They send them out, you get it back a week later.
Really?
Some of them, our local lumber yard, you can send it out for 15 bucks or for $10. They have a rack of them there, and you hand them a bunch of blades, and for 10 bucks they give you a bunch of blades that are a similar blade. It won't be the exact same blade necessarily, but it's just 10 bucks. They're not as good. It's not as good as brand new, but like for rough framing, like 7 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
You know, they do those for like $3 or $4. You go in there and you buy a fistful of them, you know, because who cares for rough framing as long as it doesn't tear.
True.
You know, you hand them the old one, you get a new one for $3. You switch them out once a month. We used to do that all the time at the local lumber yard. You go in, you know, 6 or 8 guys framing, 2 or 3 of them are cutting. Everybody's got a saw, but 2 or 3 guys are cutting every day. They put a new blade on every single day, no matter what. Every morning, on goes a brand new blade. And at the end of the month, you just take 20 or 30 blades in, 50 or 60 bucks, you get all brand new blades. I mean, again, they're not new, they're sharpened, but
hey, if it works, it works.
Most good lumber yards, if you ask, have a blade sharpening service or a rack where they have resharpened blades. And they'll only do the general, you know, your 10-inch, you know, 40, 60, 80 count. They won't, I don't think they do hundreds or higher. You won't do real small ones. You'll get the Porter Cable and the Makita and the Bosch, like 10-inch 24 tooths, which are like serious tearing blades. They're just destroying wood more than they are for cutting. They're good for ripping on table saws. People, that's the other thing people don't realize. A table saw wants half the tooth count a chop box or a crosscut saw wants. If you're going to rip, you want less teeth. The more teeth you have, the more likely it is to bind when you're ripping with the grain. When you're cross-cutting, you want a higher tooth count because you're actually cutting each individual hair. When you're ripping up the board, all you're doing is tearing up the same hair over and over and over and over. So you can use a lower tooth count.
No wonder I was messing up all my projects.
Seriously, it's generally about half. If I'm ripping up a board through the table saw, I usually use like a 24 or a 40 tooth tops. If I want to do fine work, I'm doing 40 tooth. Crosscut, I start at 60. I have 60, 80s, and 100s. for all my 10-inch, chop boxes. I don't ever put a 24 or 30 or 32 on a chop box. It's 40 or higher. Unless I'm just cutting framing. Anyway, the other thing I should get rid of this fucking thing.
What's that?
They say this thing's worth like $200 or $300.
I think your video froze.
Yeah, it flickered here. Did it stop altogether?
Your video did, yeah. You're frozen. I can still hear you, but you're froze looking up. And there he goes. I'm all by my lonesome.
Yeah, I did that.
There you go. That was fast.
I just kicked it out and reset it. Is it back?
Yeah, no, you're not back yet. It's blacked out.
Is it really? Because it's fine.
I can hear you, but it's blacked out.
Oh, well. It's time to end anyways. Not really doing anything. I was just screwing around in the garage. It's probably been close to an hour. 57 minutes. So I think
all right, man.
Go inside and take a shower. It's probably cooled off some in the house.
All right, chat. Good night.
Later, folks.
See you, Tom.
Probably going to go on Discord.
If they're there. Oh, yeah, they probably are.
They are by now. 9 o'clock.
All right.
Anyway, see us.
Later.